You are listening to an extraordinary love story named Aakash Ganga, where a girl from our planet Earth, Ganga, reaches another planet of the Aakash Ganga or Milky Way called Shangri-La in a supernatural way and falls in love with Aakash, an animal man and a resident of Shangri-La. But this path of love was not easy because apart from love, there was hardly anything in common between Ganga's earth and Akash's Shangri-La. I had promised you that you would like this supernatural love story, and your response has proved me right. Thank you all for showering so much love and affection to this new offering of ours. So let's start with the third episode of this strange love story, Aakash Ganga, on your own audio OTT platform, the Ace FM. I am RJ Akansha and I am presenting this story along with its writer Manoj. I hope you will also like the third episode of this audio series, Aakash Ganga, named You Are Mine. Now sit here quietly for a while until I close my wounds and recover. The jungle is full of people more dangerous than the wolves. If you move from here, they will devour you alive. Saying this, the leopard man named Aakash lifted his paw from Ganga's chest and stretched out on the same branch. His body was covered with wolf claw and bite marks, from which blood was oozing. Aakash started licking his wounds, after which he stretched himself and assumed the Balasana pose of yoga on the same branch. Soon after, he began to take deep breaths at a rapid pace. After a while, his breath slowed down and then eventually came to a complete halt. Ganga thought that perhaps the leopard couldn't recover from the wounds received in the battle with the wolves and had either fainted or succumbed to the injuries. She thought maybe for the first time on that incredible day, luck was finally shining upon her, and it was her chance to escape from this vicious forest. Thinking this, she started to quietly descend from the tree. She was just a few steps away from the ground when she heard the same human voice again. Can't decide if you are more foolish or more beautiful. Ganga looked around while hanging from the tree but couldn't see anyone. The branch where the leopard was lying unconscious was also empty. She was horrified and felt a lump in her throat and started choking. It seemed to her that her heart had skipped from its possession and was in her throat now. Just then, two strong hands grabbed her by the waist and placed her on another branch. Ganga turned around and saw a creature standing before her like Lord Vishnu's avatar, Narsimha. It was human up to the waist and a leopard from above. Before she could understand what was happening, the rest of the leopard's body also transformed into a human. Now standing before Ganga was a tall, dark and handsome young man with a well-built body. Tall, dark and handsome. The phrase was perhaps coined for such good-looking men. This thought came to Ganga's mind as she stared at him in astonishment. Meanwhile, the leopard man Aakash was gaping at Ganga and thinking that she is so beautiful. Can a woman be this beautiful? He felt like someone had stabbed him in the heart. He said to himself, "Gosh, Aakash, believe it or not, but you have fallen in love with this woman at first sight." As soon as Ganga felt Akash's manly voice and his warm, fragrant breath, she began to feel dizzy and slipped off the branch. As she fell, waving in the air, only one thought crossed her mind. This beast can not only speak in human voice, but can also transform itself into a human. How can this be even possible? As Ganga slipped, Aakash also leapt to break her fall. But his attempt was unsuccessful. He couldn't save Ganga from falling and worriedly asked her, "Are you okay? Did you get hurt? If you got hurt somewhere, please tell me. and I will lick it and heal it right away. Ganga had hurt her foot, and in fact she was in pain. But her frightened gaze couldn't move away from Akash. She was numb and felt dumbfounded. How could she even think about the pain? On top of that, hearing Akash's idea of licking her wound and healing it was so repulsive that she was taken aback. But she replied softly that she was fine. Akash, like her, was also around 18-19 years old. He was quite tall and muscular, but his skin was dark. His face was carved and his features were very sharp. He was very good looking, but in a wild way. There were 2 claw marks on his cheeks, like tattoos. His face was so close to Ganga's that she could clearly see the pupils of his golden brown eyes. His brows were slanted and his pupils were dilated, indicating that he was a very predatory hunter, and the idea of escaping from him would be very foolish. On the one hand, Ganga was staring at that beastly human in astonishment, and on the other, Akash was also gazing at Ganga, but in a romantic manner. The more he looked at her soft and fair skin, the more enchanted he became with her. As he looked into her large, innocent eyes, it seemed as if his breath had stopped. Ganga was ignorant of the fact that the beastly humans of Shangri-La were very stubborn. If they happen to set their hearts on something, getting it at any cost becomes their life's goal. And Akash's heart was set on Ganga at first sight. Ganga was melting with shyness. Seeing a handsome young man in a stark naked state, she tried to move away from Akash a little. But the more she moved away from him, the closer he came to her. Nervously, Ganga told Akash, I told you I'm fine, and my name is Ganga. Thank you for helping me, but please stay away from me. I'm getting anxious. After taking a deep breath, Akash in a romantic manner came closer to her and said, My name is Akash, and I am a male leopard. After that, he started staring at Ganga more brazenly. Ganga found his behavior obscene and turned to the other side. Then she asked Akash, Where are your clothes? Seeing you like this scares me. Don't you have any kind of shame? Ignoring Ganga's words like a shameless lover, Akash said to her, What's there to be ashamed of, baby? It's just you and me here. And why be afraid of me? I don't bite beautiful girls, nor do I hunt them. As for your beauty, it is just out of this world. That's why I saved you from those wild dogs. According to the laws of the jungle, now you are mine. Only mine. Hearing Akash's words, Ganga was stunned. She couldn't understand what kind of jungle this was, where such strange creatures lived. Creatures who could not only change their forms, but also forcibly claim someone's life as their own if they wanted to. She mentally asked God, Oh Lord, where have I gotten stuck? What sin have I committed that I am being punished with such a severity? Please protect me, Lord. If I have unknowingly made a mistake, please forgive me. I'm begging you with my folded hands. But if this is a dream, then please end this nightmare just now. Feeling sorry for Ganga, but unfortunately, apart from us, no one else can hear her thoughts. Only God knows where this little soul is trapped. All that we can do is narrate her amazing and incredible story. We will meet soon with the next episode of this unique love story right here on your audio OTT platform, the Ace FM. Until then, allow me, RJ Akansha, and the author of this strange love story, Manoj, to take your leave. Bye for today. Stay happy, stay blessed, and pray a little for Ganga.